Welcome to another video. In this video, we're going to be doing another reaction video where I analyze a famous movie scene as to how the characters interact with each other. What is their communication style and what can you potentially take from them? In the last video, we did Morpheus from The Matrix. We analyzed his speaking, his communication, his body language, what made him so mysterious. In this video, we are going to be I was about to say doing a more real-world example, but according to who you ask, The Matrix very is much the real world, but this is a more financial setting. This movie is called Margin Call. It's about the great financial crisis of 2008, and the movie, in this scene specifically, it's basically a board meeting of senior bank members. And I want to analyze specifically the CEO of the bank, the highest person in the bank, the director. We're going to analyze his communication style specifically, what makes him so powerful, what makes him have so much gravitas, and also how the others interact with him. So without further ado, let's get started. My name is Tion. You know who I am. I help you improve your communication. If you would like help doing this, click the link in the description and let's book a call. Let's get started. Okay. Okay, so just to give you an explanation, as I was saying, these are the board members of the bank. It's a big bank. And this person here with the red tie, he is the director, the CEO, the highest person in the bank. And instantly you can see the dynamic here. When he walked in, everyone stood up to shake his hand. Very senior, to show respect to him.
Please sit down. Welcome, everyone. I must apologize for dragging you all here at such an uncommon hour, but from what I've been told...
One thing I noticed about his voice straight away, how deep it is, how slow he speaks. Very powerful, and it's very much a fact that the deeper, more resonant your voice is, the higher you'll get paid. Thousands of executives have been analyzed, all ranging in different voice types, and they found, or there's people who are doing the experiments found, that the people with the highest or the deepest, most resonant voices were the ones who got paid the most. When you think of a CEO, an army general maybe, you'll think of a deep voice.
This matter needs to be dealt with urgently. So urgently, in fact, probably should have been addressed weeks ago, but that is spilt milk under the bridge. So, why doesn't
Something I also said I would be doing is analyzing how the people around him react and communicate. And here we can see he's got his face resting on his, a bit like touching, not more so resting, actually touching, because this is resting, he's more so touching. And anytime you see somebody's hand touch their face, that is a self-soothing behavior. That is done because anytime you touch your face, it feels nice. It feels good to touch our face. Touching the face is a sign that the person you're speaking to might be uncomfortable and they're looking for ways to self-soothe themselves. And touching the face, however faint, is a sign of, could be nervousness.
Spilt milk.
And this situation, if you don't know, is a very tense situation. It is something to be nervous about for this person. The whole premise of the movie is their bank is about to be hit by the financial crisis and they have to make a decision. And this board meeting is meant to be that decision, so it's very tense.
Under the bridge. So, why doesn't somebody tell me what they think is going on here?
Mr. told,
Doesn't somebody tell me what they think is going on here? So,
oh, you see how?
Why doesn't somebody tell me what?
You see how he said that? Listen to how he said the last sentence he said.
Is going on here?
That's like a cat or something. He said, hey. And that is very powerful. The longer you take, or the more, how should I say? The more charismatic and characteristic you are with how you speak, that adds to your confidence, that adds to your presence. Everybody else would have said, so tell me what's going on here. He said, so why doesn't somebody tell me what is going on here? Very slow, very calm and controlled.
Mr. Told, as I mentioned earlier, if you compare the figure at the top of page 13...
Jared, it's a little early for all that. Just speak to me in plain English.
Okay.
In fact, I'd like to speak to me in plain English.
The top of page... Mr. Told,
Two things I noticed here.
Earlier, if you compare the figure at the top of page 13...
Jared is...
Took in a deep breath from his mouth. Again, a sign of
It's
nervousness.
a little early for all that. Just speak to me in plain English.
And the fact that he cut him off, again, signifies the power he has.
Okay.
In fact, I'd like to speak to the guy who put this together. Mr. Sullivan, is it? Does he speak English?
Sir?
I'd like to speak with the analyst who seems to have stumbled across this mess.
Certainly. That would be Peter Sullivan, right here.
Oh, Mr. Sullivan, you're here. Good morning. Maybe you could tell me what you think is going on here. And please, speak as you might to a young child or a golden retriever. It wasn't brains that got me here, I can assure you of that.
Well,
I think the most powerful thing about him is his voice. His voice is so deep, calm, resonant, rich. And of course, his hand gestures, his eye contact, it's all on point.
I can assure you of that.
well,
Look at the difference in eye contact. Piercing, no blinking, no looking away, and then look at his eye contact here.
well,
Darting,
sir,
quick
as
movement,
you may or
eye
may not
contact.
know, I work...
Quick. And again, this is aligned with the power dynamics of this company. This man here, he is a less senior. He's a subordinate. He's an analyst talking to the CEO of one of the biggest banks in America. So you can imagine how he might be feeling. And if you noticed, you can see here, I've now regulated my speech. I noticed I was speaking a bit too fast, so what did I do? I just took some time to take a breath and I feel much more calmer already. I'm similar to you. I make mistakes as well. But the difference is I know when I've made them and I know how to fix them.
Here for Mr. Rogers as an associate in the Risk Assessment and Management Office at MBS.
Please, just relax, stand up, tell us in a clear voice what is the nature of the problem.
Okay, well, as you
For the
probably
words.
know, over the last 36 to 40 months, the firm has begun packaging new MBS products.
Lip purse.
That has begun...
This is called a lip purse, this thing here. And you will see a lot of footballers do this because they're trained, they're media trained, they're trained not to give too much away. And what is the best way to ensure that whatever comes to your mind, whatever you might think of saying, what is the best way to ensure it does not leave your mouth? Because even if I try to speak, when I do this, even if something comes into my mind that might get me in trouble later on, I can't do that.
packaging new MBS products that combine several different tranches of rating classification in one tradable security. This has been enormously profitable, as I imagine you noticed.
I have.
Well, the firm is currently doing a considerable amount of this business every day. Now, the problem...
I have.
Which is like, well, profitable,
Straight
as
to
I
the point.
imagine
I have.
you noticed.
I have.
Well, the firm is currently doing a considerable amount of this business every day. Now, the problem, which is, I guess, why we are here tonight, is that it takes us, the firm, about a month to layer these products correctly.
One thing I noticed as well with this man here, Peter Sullivan, when he initially got up to speak, he was very nervous. He was, okay, so basically this happened. As he started to speak more, as he got the story straight in his mind, now I see him speaking with much more confidence. He seems to know what the issue is, and this is something you can take. Where good communication, where confident communication stems from, is confidence. So knowing what you are talking about is one of the best ways to become a better communicator. And simply by only speaking in the spotlight on things that you know you are good at is the best way to improve your communication skills. Speaking on something you are confident in will improve your communication in other things. Because when you're confident in what you know, that's when you can practice incorporating the hand gestures, the body language, and that's when it comes naturally.
Thereby posing a challenge from a risk management standpoint.
And Mr. Sullivan, that challenge is?
Well, we have to hold these assets on our books longer than we might ideally like to.
Yes.
But the key factor here is these are essentially just mortgages, so that has allowed us to push the... But the
Again,
key
more
factor here
hands,
is these
more face touching, lip touching, face touching. Yeah, very uncomfortable.
are essentially just mortgages, so that has allowed us to push the leverage considerably beyond what you might be willing or allowed to do in any other circumstance, thereby pushing the risk profile without raising any red flags.
Now, thank you, Mr. Sullivan. Sit down. What I'm guessing your report here says, and give me some rope here. What I'm guessing it says is that, considering the, shall we say, bumpy road we've been on the last week or so, that the figures your brilliant co-workers up the line ahead of you have come up with don't make much sense anymore, considering what's taking place today.
Actually, not what's taking place today, but what's already taken place over the last 2 weeks.
So you are saying this has already happened?
Sort of.
Sort of. And Mr. Sullivan, what does your model say that that means for us here?
Well, that's where it becomes a projection. But,
You're speaking with me, Mr. Sullivan.
well, sir, if those assets decrease by just 25% and remain on our books, that loss would be greater than the current market capitalization of this entire company.
So, what you're telling me is that the music is about to stop, and we're going to be left holding the biggest bag of odorous excrement ever assembled in the history of capitalism.
Wow, 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 wow. I just let that play out for the past 2 minutes because that was amazing. Amazing acting, scripting, writing, and delivery.
About to stop.
Look at this, what he did here. So firstly, he got up. The most senior people in the room can do whatever they want. They can get up, they can take space, they can go for a walk, whatever. And he also said an analogy.
Is that the music is about to stop, and we're going to be left holding the biggest bag of odorous excrement ever assembled in the history of...
So he said a very imaginative, vivid image to get people imagining and feeling what it would be like if they were at a party and the music just stopped and they were holding a bag of, yeah. That's why imagery, vivid imagery, is so important. Anecdotes, similes, metaphors, getting people to imagine using their minds, because when you say something that gets people thinking, engaging their brains, that's the main thing. You've already won. The worst thing you can do is if you're speaking and nobody's paying attention to you, everybody is tuned out and zoned out on a completely different frequency. They're checking their phones, or they might be there physically, but they're just, yeah. I would rather the person be looking. I would rather the person be understanding what I am saying. even if it doesn't look like they are, but they feel it. Like, people are here, they look at how everyone's looking, but that's exactly what he wanted to elicit using that analogy. And then before he said the final thing, he did a what?
Excrement ever assembled in the history of capitalism.
Pause. Powerful. Just to end it,
Sir, I'm
the
not sure
pause.
that I would put it that way, but let me clarify. Using your analogy, what this model shows is the music, so to speak, just slowing. If the music were to stop, as you put it, then this model wouldn't be even close to that scenario. It would be considerably worse.
Let me tell you something, Mr. Sullivan. Do you care to know
So two things I noticed there.
something?
CEO for the first time, I think. I didn't see him any other. Actually, no, he did a couple of times. Yeah. So I noticed there he's done this, and this is similar to what I was saying. Anytime you touch your face, it's a self-soothing exercise. In this case, it's more of a slight blocker. Like, try this. Get your hand and just rest it on your eyebrow. Rest your index on your eyebrow slightly. You can see it kind of cuts your field of vision off. And there are different hand gestures for different parts of the face. When you're doing like something like this, it's because you just heard something or seen something you don't like. The exact thing that's happened here. He's just heard that the losses of this trade could potentially bankrupt his company. And he's like, and look at this face here. Looks very distressed.
Let me tell you something, Mr. Sullivan. Do you care to know why I'm in this chair with you all? I mean, why I earn the big bucks?
And then another thing, something that I watched some series in the past, Peaky Blinders, movies like this, Margin Call, with these powerful type of figures, the Tommy Shelbys, the Frank Lucases, etc., American Gangster. And one thing that is Denzel Washington, Equalizer, and one thing that is so common in every one of these movies that I watch and series that I watch is these powerful characters, when they're asked the question, they do not care about giving you a direct answer. They will go off on a story or a tangent or some sort of funny circular moment that maybe that might answer the question indirectly, but it will never be a direct answer. So everyone is expecting him to say something like, okay, so you're saying if this happens, then let's do this. Okay, the plan is X, Y, Z. He's just said, do you want to know the reason why I'm here and not you? Like, no one cares. That's not the logical next step, but powerful people can take control of the conversation. And maybe he is playing just a different game.
Yes.
I'm here for one reason and one reason alone. I'm here to guess what the music might do a week, a month, a year from now. That's it. Nothing more. I'm standing here tonight. I'm afraid that
And to add an additional point to that point I made previously, it's also because you don't really know what they are thinking or how they are feeling. He's just heard some big news that could possibly bankrupt his company. And although I did say, he's done some of these hand gestures, he's kind of rubbed his lips a couple of times, I don't really know how he's feeling in this case. I don't know if he's calm, if he's hiding that, if he's deep down he's scared but he's acting like he's calm, if he's panicking. I don't know what's going on in his mind right now. And it's because he's able to hold this frame of a CEO, of a powerful figure. And the reason for that is the old adages, his voice, his body language, his slow and controlled movements, his anecdotes, his storytelling, how he speaks.
And standing here tonight, I'm afraid that I don't hear a thing. Just,
You already know what that is.
I'm afraid that and
Vocal
standing here
variety, change of space, change of pace.
tonight, I'm afraid
It says,
that I don't
hear
hear
a
thing.
very
Just
musical.
Silence.
More face touching.
So, now that we know the music has stopped, what can we do about it? Mr. Cole, Ms. Robertson, I'm afraid I think this is where you're supposed to step back in. Lord knows we've relied enough on Mr. Sullivan tonight. What do you have for us? What have I told you since the first day you stepped into my office? There are 3 ways to make a living in this business. Be first, be smarter, or cheat. Now, I don't cheat. And although I like to think we have some pretty smart people in this building, it sure is a hell of a lot easier to just be first.
Sell it all today.
Is that even possible, Sam?
Yes, but at what cost?
I'll have to pay.
Really?
I think so. Where is this going to come back to us?
Everywhere.
Sam, I don't think you seem to understand what your boy here has just said. If I made you, how would you do this?
Well, you call the traders in for the normal 6:30 meeting and you be honest with them, because they're going to know it's the end either way. So you're going to have to throw them a bone, and a pretty big one. And then you've got to come out of the gate storming. No swaps, no nothing. 40% done by 10:15. By 11 o'clock, all your trades have to be gone, because by lunchtime, word's going to be out. And by 2 o'clock, you're going to be selling at 65 cents on the dollar if you're lucky. And then the feds are going to be in here up your ass trying to slow you down.
Ramesh?
They can slow you down. They can't stop you. It's yours to sell.
Yeah, but John, even if we manage to pull that off, and that's saying something, the real question is, who are we selling this to?
Same people we've been selling it to for the last 2 years, and whoever else will buy it.
But John, if you do this, you will kill the market for years. It's over. And you're selling something that you know has no value.
We are selling to willing buyers at the current fair market price. So that to willing...
Point, hand gesture, very teacher-like, very pointy, condescending.
buyers
Yeah,
at
point.
the current fair market.
And this is when he wants to drive home how much he feels about this, or he wants to drive home why he's feeling like this.
Price. So that we may survive.
You will never sell anything to any of those people ever again.
I understand.
Do you?
Do you? This is it. I'm telling you, this is it. Now it's 4 o'clock. Jared, you got till 5 to break this down, draw me up a plan. Is there anybody else who knows what's in here at the moment, block by block?
Eric Dale.
And where is he?
As of today, he's no longer with the firm.
We have been trying to locate him.
Carmelo.
Yes,
Get me Eric Dale here by 6:30.
it's done.
We meet back here in an hour. Sam, let's talk.
Wow, that last like 5 minutes was intense, you know. I was
Yes,
just
but at
watching
what
and
cost?
analyzing. So, a few
And
things
although
to
I
keep
like
in
to
mind
think we have some
here
pretty
is, and this video was mostly about him. I wanted to analyze him specifically, and we saw how he kind of unleashed the beast almost. When he first came
little
in,
here such an uncommon hour, but from what I've been told,
very suave, kind of reserved, charming almost, in this kind of way almost. And then as the stakes of the situation started to get revealed to him, started to get a bit higher, and then we started to see the beast almost unleash and how he kind of got to where he is now. And then we see it snap when his colleague Sam
Be
kind
honest
of
with
pushed
them,
back.
because they're going to know it's the end either. Word's going to be out. But John, if you do this,
price.
you.
And then he
Do you?
said this
This is-
bit, do
This
you?
is it. I'm telling you, this is it.
And this is where we saw kind of the aggression come out. And this is something we can take from this man here. We sometimes might be in situations, I might be in situations where deep down we're feeling kind of aggressive, emotional, sad, but we still have to be able to unmask ourselves almost and put a frame over ourselves, because that is what power truly is. So this was me analyzing Margin Core, and specifically the CEO's name. I forgot what his name actually is in this. What's his name? I don't know what his name is, but yeah. If you would like help, firstly, becoming a more powerful speaker, becoming a more powerful communicator, using body language and hand gestures, then just work with me one-to-one. And if you would like me to react to more videos, then just leave what scenes you would like me to react to. Thank you for watching.